power of Article 187. Salim Akhtar Saab had in particular pointed to 184.3, which is also something that later other judges have pointed to. But Dosani Travels, of all the notes in Pir Sabir Shah's case, chooses Salim Akhtar Saab's note and endorses that. Kindly see. I'll briefly pause at page 223, para 27. They're just pointing to the growth of judicial review in contemporary age. There has been a significant growth in the judicial review of administrative actions, and the grounds on which the courts interfere have been expanded. The expansion, however, has taken place in the shadow of competing concerns of vigilance and restraint. And it is faithfulness to these dual concerns of vigilance and restraint which produces the unique supervisory jurisdiction which is the hallmark of judicial review. I then go on to page 229.
These words have been taken from a book of. No, this is not the finding of the court. It is from some book. The
reasoning of the court. So this is leading to the ultimate finding, but this is how the court is reasoning in order to come to its ultimate finding.
अब देखें ना, has जहाँ पे लिखा has taken place in the.
They quote a book, they quote a text. की power जो है वो invoke तब होती है when there is public interest, there is a fundamental right involved, and the issue is of general public importance. The object has also been to ensure that state institutions perform their functions.
Then what about writ of certiorari? Because in Imran Khattak case, High Court powers have been more curtailed. More than curtailed. That High Court cannot go beyond the pleadings.
Yes, now after the 26th Amendment.
Overreaching. So Supreme Court can do everything, High Court cannot.
187, obviously these judgments are saying that with 187 and 184.3 available to the Supreme Court, its powers are much greater.
About 5 writs powers to the High Court.
What?
5 writ powers to the High Court.
But the writ powers are very vast also. But all that this judgment and others are saying is that the Supreme Court is even wider in the exercise.
Under 199, the Constitution has determined what power the High Court can exercise.
Yes, sir.
Whereas in 187,
complete justice,
there is no limit.
To enforce fundamental rights, there is no limit. Lacuna, gaps can be filled up.
So gap, यहाँ पे लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल हुए gaps in law.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So gap in law कब पैदा हो जाते हैं? जब एक dysfunction हो जाए, एक मामला जो एक तरीके से चलना चाहिए था, उस तरीके से नहीं चलता. अब उसको वापस लाना है. अब gap आ गया ना. There is no law of chaos anywhere in the world. कि अगर chaos हो जाए तो कौन सा law लगेगा? Then the court has to step in and undo the chaos. So the court has to say, and I'll come to that, you've done that again and again, my lords. When the constitutional scheme is violated, there is a deviation, there is a breakdown, there is no law of retrieval, there is no law of chaos, as I said. You have to then provide a mechanism to bring the system back to the constitutional path. And that system you provide in exercise of your inherent plenary powers. There is no letter that of the law that you can point to say कि अगर ये dysfunction हो जाए तो क्या होगा? अगर 3rd November की emergency गलत लग जाए गैर आईनी तो क्या करना है हमने? You have to do what needs to be done. There is no law which will dictate what you need to do.
कहने का मकसद है कि जब constitution violation हो, बेशक law का वजूद हो या ना हो,
आपने वापस लाना है मामलात को to the constitutional path. वापस लाने के लिए आप हर वो order करेंगे which is necessary.
The High Court cannot.
So ठीक है, I personally feel, and particularly in view of my Lord Justice Hashim Kakar's judgment in the Balochistan High Court, कि High Court की powers भी बहुत vast हैं.
लेकिन आप देखें ना, High Court की power महदूद नहीं है.
issue नहीं है यहाँ पे.
महदूद नहीं है. Otherwise देखिए 199 में क्या?
1C in particular.
आप देखें 1 में ये कहते हैं कि any person connected with the affairs of the federation fails to perform or perform his duty in excess of authority. बहुत vast my meaning है.
और सर सी में
authority है, एक authority अगर वो अपना काम नहीं करेगी,
आप ठीक फरमा रहे हैं.
High Court can step in.
और सर 1C ने तो उसको और वसअत दे दी. 1C ने कहा any person. A और B में तो है person performing functions in connection with the affairs of the federation.
I personally in favor of expanding the power, not curtailing it.
So मैं अभी आऊँगा to the Balochistan High Court judgment. 1C की basis पे तो बलोचिस्तान हाई कोर्ट एंड बिफोर दैट 2009 सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने हाई कोर्ट की पावर्स को बहुत वसअत दी है. But what this judgment,
पावर वैसी बहुत वसी है, देखिए आप उसको मिला के क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं? 199 को डोंट रीड विद आर्टिकल 187, ठीक है? 199 के पावर तो इतने हैं कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पास नहीं है
कुछ सूरतों में हुई है, ये सब
सूरतों में क्यों? को वारंटो है,
जी जी,
हैबियस कॉर्पस है, आपके पास तो ऑर्डर आता है उनका चैलेंज होने, मगर उनके अपने जो ओरिजिनल पावर आर्टिकल 199 में है,
जी जी,
विद ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट, इन माय ओन व्यू दिस इज मोर देन द ऑर्डर ऑफ पावर ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट।
सर ये भी जजमेंट्स हैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, तो फिर 184(3) में यू नीड फंडामेंटल राइट्स, यू नीड
public importance and fundamental right.
High Court
does not require the public importance and fundamental right. Even the co-warranto jurisdiction has been given to the article 199. There is no jurisdiction in the Supreme Court.
बिल्कुल ठीक फरमा रहे हैं। Both these judgments,
हम उनके ऑर्डर तो चेक करते हैं, बट उनके जो पावर हैं वो हमसे ज्यादा है। देखा जाए
फर्क सिर्फ इतना किया है आपने, there are two sets of judgments. One which say that High Court's powers are wider than the Supreme Court because they don't have to look for fundamental rights, they don't have to look for public importance, they can pass an order.
In few powers the person is need to be aggrieved, and even co-warranto there is no condition even that you are aggrieved person or not.
So वैसे 184(3) में you can pass any order given in 199. So 199
without prejudice.
जी, so 199 की सारी powers आपको
to the public interest.
जी 184(3) बिल्कुल, लेकिन लिमिट वहाँ पे ये है कि पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट हो, फंडामेंटल राइट्स हो। So इस तरह देखें तो एक हवाले से हाई कोर्ट इज वाइडर, दूसरे हवाले से so the entry point,
आपको ये बात हम कह रहे थे कि यहाँ पे अपील आई थी 185 में against the judgment of the High Court passed under Article 199.
But when it comes here,
when the High Court fails to exercise power under 199, or any authority fails to exercise power under 199,
हम यहाँ आ जाते हैं
तो 185 we can
right. So
we cannot look into.
So अब वो कह ये रहे हैं सलीम अख्तर साहब and now Dosani Travels कि once the matter reaches the Supreme Court, all the powers of 199 are available. But in addition to that, if there is additional power needed, it becomes available because of 187 and 184(3). ये है, this is in a nutshell the crux. So vast powers under 199. This appeal is, or the appeal in the first round was a continuation of the proceedings before the Peshawar High Court. Therefore, all powers of Article 199, including under 1C, were available. But in addition to that, even when an appeal is being heard under Articles 185(2) or 3, the powers of this court under 184(3) and 187 add to whatever was available to the High Court. That is what the final conclusion of this court is. And this is what I'm reading here. Kindly see it. Para 36, page 229 of my paper book, which is the printed page 35. So no cavil here that when matters come to the Supreme Court in appeal, even under 185(2) or 185(3), this court can, if it comes to the conclusion that there is a matter of general public importance relating to the enforcement of fundamental rights, it can exercise powers under 184(3), it can invoke 184(3). So para 36 I leave, I move on then to page 233. Handwritten. This is paragraph 41. Handwritten 233. Paragraph 41. While seized of petitions under Article 199 of the Constitution, the High Courts at times are faced with prayers to pass order and provide relief for doing complete justice. But such powers